I don't even know if I'm allowed to do this, but it's 5 in the morning. I'm at the airport catching a flight to Toronto, connecting out of Toronto, and headed to Orlando. So if you guys were ever curious of what it's like to fly as a Canadian to the United States, this is what this video is all about. This morning I came into the Ottawa airport. I found out that the long-term parking is closed off. So I parked right at the airport. God knows how much that's going to cost me when I'm back. And they've changed a lot about what they do in the airport. They have those fancy screening things to get your temperature and everything like that. And mandatory masks inside the airport as well. Show up a little bit earlier for a domestic flight. And other than that, things are pretty normal. It's also pretty quiet in here because it is 5 in the morning. But I will show you guys more going through Pearson Airport and what it's like going there into flying into the States. Flight number 1. Hey, yeah, I did a thing and I thought I would share it with you guys and let you know what I did. As you can see, I went to Florida. I decided to book a trip to go see somebody and at the same time vlog my experience as a Canadian traveling into the United States and to what's known as the shit show, and that shit show being Florida. I wanted to know what was it really like in Florida versus what the media is portraying on TV. So here we go. So I'm in Toronto. I don't even know if you guys can hear me right. I'm on the American side. There is no one here. The American side of Pearson Airport is just completely dead. Which is kind of wicked, but at the same time, I also really want coffee, and there's nothing open. Flight number 2, Orlando. Now, because they aren't serving food or drink on the aircraft when you're traveling, they do give you one of these. Boop. This comes with a bottle of water, comes with a mask, hand sanitizer, some pretzels if you're a little bit famished, and some earbuds. Trust me, they're not Bose quality. You get one of these on every flight, every single flight I had one of these guys with me. Let's just get this travel part out of the way. A lot of you are just asking about how did you get there. As a Canadian, we are allowed to travel into the United States via air. You cannot do land crossing, which is another reason why I decided to fly. Now, booking a ticket, how hard was that? Literally went on aircanada.com, picked my flight pattern, and that was that. Now, I will say I was pretty anal about how I was going to fly. I decided I'm not going to connect out of the United States. I could have flown to Fort Lauderdale, but the flight pattern would have been different. I myself wanted to stick strictly to Air Canada and flying or connecting within Canada prior to getting to Florida. So my flight pattern with Air Canada was from Ottawa to Toronto super early in the morning, as you guys saw, and then from Toronto to Orlando. Now, it was very easy. Brought my passport. When I got to customs in Toronto before getting on my Orlando flight, was asked about 3 questions and then I went straight through. The flights were awesome. Ottawa, Toronto, it was like a little bit heavier, but not really. And Air Canada is doing a really good job of keeping the aircraft clean. One thing I will say is you want to bring snacks. I wasn't too aware of what they were doing on the aircraft. So they're not doing the drink service or food. So if you are going to be traveling, whether it be in Canada or internationally, make sure to bring food or drinks with you if you are someone that likes to snack on the aircraft. Don't mind me, Schnitt just wants to be part of the video, so he's climbing on my leg. I just landed in Toronto, coming back from Orlando, Pearson Airport. There's no Ottawa flight until later tonight, so I'm stuck here for 5 hours. As you can see behind me, everything is closed. So in terms of food, I need to go to the other end of the airport And apparently they're serving food out the other end. So if you are looking to travel and you are even going to Pearson Airport with domestic flights, just know that you're not going to have a lot of food options. So pack snacks. I'm hoping you guys can also hear me with this mask on, but just be prepared to bring some snacks if you are traveling, whether it's internationally or domestically, because we don't really know what the airports are doing. But in Toronto, make sure to bring some snacks. What was it like returning back into Canada, specifically, especially with CBSA? I was a little bit taken back, not gonna lie. When I got to Toronto, had to go through CBSA, I literally was asked like 3 questions, and it was, where did you go? Why were you going there? And what do you do for work? Answered all 3 questions, got my passport back, and he said, welcome back. I kind of like was confused because I was expecting like a handout or a package to be like, okay, this is your re-entry day and this is when you're allowed to leave quarantine for 14 days. Absolutely nothing. I walked all the way through the airport into the new terminal. I had like a 7-hour layover because they don't have a lot of connecting flights right now. I went and sat at a restaurant, as you guys saw, in the airport, did my thing, and then flew back to Ottawa like normal and got to my car and drove home. I did not get a handout from the airport, CBSA, or any official anything. I did get a text message, but that was about it. Now, some of you have also asked, what was it like flying on an aircraft with a mask on? Now, for me, I was flying with my silly face mask. It's all silicone and has a KN95 filter in it. It's really, really easy to breathe in it, also offering the protection that you need. Now, I did have to wear, as you saw in the video, a cotton mask at Universal because for some reason they wouldn't allow me in with my silicone mask. And I will say, I dreaded that thing. I don't know how you people breathe in cotton masks, but I was not a fan. So being able to travel with my silicone mask was great. Not a problem, it didn't really affect me much. You're allowed to remove it to eat or drink if you do bring snacks on. But other than that, you have to keep it on at all times. If you're in the terminal of the airport, you also have to keep your mask on unless, again, you are eating or drinking. Returning into Canada was very easy. You know what? And you know what? Going into the States was also super easy. It wasn't really anything different besides hand sanitizing, getting your temperature checked, and keeping social distance. Now, when I was coming back into Canada, I obviously had to go through security in Orlando, and I will say it was a little bit concerning. The American airports, or I should say airport, so it was only in one, I can't speak for the rest of them, but it was jammed. There was a lot of people. No one was social distancing at the security checkpoint. I tried. I even got thanked by a TSA agent for thanking me for keeping my social distance and paying attention, because a lot of people weren't, and it was really busy. In our terminal where we were for Air Canada, it was way less busy compared to all the other ones. So that's why I'm stressing, if you are planning on traveling, maybe try and keep it to as much of the Canadian stop as much as possible if you do have a connecting flight. The other thing that was a little bit concerning is just seeing how busy those American flights were compared to Canadian. I know there's not a lot of Canadians traveling right now, but that is definitely something to look into. Now, there were some inconsistencies. Sometimes I would get on a flight and I'd have my temperature checked. Sometimes I wouldn't. So there are some inconsistencies there. I don't know what their protocols are at an American airport versus Canadian airport or what have you, but it's not always being done. If you have questions that maybe I didn't answer in this video, feel free to write them in the comments below. If you want to find out more stuff or learn more about me or see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button right down there and follow along with my own journey. Again, if you want to know more, please let me know. Write a comment, hit the like button, share it with someone who might be traveling in the near future that has some questions. I'll be more than happy to help and answer everybody's questions. And yes, I will be going back, so if you want me to do any other things or show more things in the future, write in the comment below and I'll be happy to do something for you guys.